So, earlier this week, after we came home from the cities, I really, really started to miss living in cities. Where we live now, I would not consider a city. I would consider a very small town. Those of you that follow us know that, or that are our personal friends and family members, and now our new viewers, know that we were transferred here to Minnesota. And
willingly.
Like
we weren't forced. We volunteered.
We volunteered for it. There was a position that was open, and we saw an opportunity for growth, both personally and for Brandon's career. And so we came here. And something that paying off our debt has just really, I guess, awoken within me is that I'm not happy here. And I know people say you can choose happiness. You can choose happiness, but when it's -20 outside, your happiness is limited. When you're used to having certain amenities around, example, Trader Joe's, and you don't have one for almost an hour, your happiness is limited. And so Brandon and I had a long talk, and we decided that when we are done paying our debt, that we want to move. And so that it has kind of been an encouragement to me, that this is part of the freedom that doing this journey is going to give us. So Dave Ramsey always says, live like no one else so later you can live like no one else. And people who are trapped under debt don't have the opportunity to move to another place or to change companies or, what have you. Like, they're just trapped in the day-to-day grind that is tiring and exhausting. And so that's what they are doing. So on my personal Facebook page, I had basically posted that that we had 10 months. 10 months our debt was going to be paid off, and that gets us into early next year. And after that, we would no longer be Minnesotans. And I think some of my friends, my personal friends, think that I'm crazy. And that's okay, because crazy people are dreamers and they do what they want, or they just do things that other people are too scared to do, basically. They're not necessarily crazy. They just have a bigger dream and a vision, and they're willing to work towards it.
We're not saying there's anything wrong with people who want to stay put and who want to, be in the status quo, but
that's not us.
That's not us. And I often ask people when they say, well, why would you want to do that? I say, well, why wouldn't you? And they kind of say, well, I'm comfortable here, or, I have friends here, or whatever the case may be, and that's fine. But sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone.
Right.
And that just pulls your family together and makes you even stronger.
I never imagined when we lived in Georgia that we would move to Virginia, and we did it. And it brought our family closer. We got to experience things that we had never done before. And at first I hated Virginia, and I learned to love it. I still talk to people from Virginia almost every single day. All my pocket peeps, all my people on my cell phone that I text with, most of them are from Virginia. And then when we moved to Minnesota, people were like, why would you pick Minnesota? What are you doing? We're just not one to settle. And so I posted that in 10 months, we were going to be out of Minnesota. Well, little did I know, the next day, we saw storm clouds on our horizon. They're not necessarily bad storm clouds. They could be good storm clouds. I will go ahead and say, because I know a lot of people are wondering, it is not a pregnancy. I have had babies in the years that end in 30s, all except for one time, even our adoption. So I have a 03, an 06, a 09, and a 12 baby. A 15 baby does not look to be in the cards for us. So it's not a pregnancy, nor is it an adoption. But at this time, we really can't say what it is, but we wanted to give you an update because we're not going to be aggressively paying down loans at this time. Things have kind of shifted, and as Dave Ramsey would say, when you see storm clouds on the horizon, you should be just piling up cash as best you can to kind of make a buffer between you and that possible storm cloud. And storm clouds can be good. Storm clouds can be babies. Storm clouds can be moving. Storm clouds could be an adoption. Storm clouds could be changing companies. Storm clouds, they can be amazing things. And they can also be things like a job layoff or a sickness or just different things. So I'm not saying if it's a good storm or a bad storm, but we see storm clouds. And so part of our update that we wanted to give you is that, yes, we're still budgeting. We have crunched the budget even tighter. So like thrifting, it's not really in the budget anymore. Some of our more, I don't want to say expensive, but our extra things like Broadway or zoos
non-essential.
or non-essential things have been cut. So there'll be lots of parks and there'll be lots of things like that, free things going on, and that's just where we are now. And when we find out the storm cloud has passed or what has happened, we will let you know. And we don't do this to like be mysterious or like try to gain subscribers or anything like that. It's just part of working the Dave Ramsey plan. So that's where we are. And we're still in Minnesota.
So we're gonna
It's
make
cold.
the best of everything
I'm wearing a
while
sweater.
we're here, and the weather has gotten a little better, so we'll continue to take advantage of that, and we'll just do like we've always done and make the best of the situation that we're in until our situation changes.
Right.
So, until the next time.
See ya.
See you later. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook at Getting Gazelle. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Suspect in the shooting of those two police officers late Wednesday night, early Thursday morning. You might remember that during protests at the police station over the resigning of
Executive Lounge,
police officers,
where we've been enjoying orders, appetizers, things like that. Pretty cool view. We are headed back to our hotel. This weekend we took the opportunity to have a anniversary weekend. We bought our tickets for Broadway to see Beauty and the Beast as Christmas gifts to each other. And so this has been a very budget conscious, fill in the gaps kind of trip without children. And it has refreshed both Brandon and I and given us a chance to reconnect. And something that we've always said is that it's very, very important to take time for your marriage, even when the funds aren't there, or when you have kids or especially children with special needs. The rate of divorce among families that have children with special needs increases dramatically, even within the church. And so that's something that Brandon and I have always been conscious about. So instead of our kids going to Parents' Night Out, which is where they normally go on the weekends, they are actually with a sitter at our home. She's a former nanny, and so she's nannying our children this weekend. And it's just really like a marriage retreat / investment in our relationship and a celebration of us being married almost 11 years. I say almost because our anniversary is actually Easter weekend, and so that just isn't going to work to celebrate. So, and also Beauty and the Beast closes this weekend, so we chose this weekend, even though it was early for our anniversary, just to enjoy it. So We are right now headed into Minneapolis to go back to our hotel. And today is Saturday. We've been here since Friday night, and we're going back on Sunday. So we're really only like an hour and 15 minutes away from our children, and we've just had a wonderful time so far. So, Brayden, do you have anything to add? No?